My name is Melody Garcia. I'm an independent stamping demonstrator from Salt Lake, Utah. Today, we're doing gift giving. So come join me. I've got my Christmas jammies on. Let's get some crafting. This week's challenge was gift giving or gift packaging. When I, especially during the holiday season, am giving a gift, depends on who I'm giving it to, but I usually sometimes send out Christmas cards or holiday cards, but usually with the gifts, I always need a tag. So today I'm going to show you how I like to package some of my favorite gifts for the holiday season, and we're going to make a tag. So what we're going to do is we are using the branching out. We're not using the stamps. We're actually using the die cuts. Oh, look, my magic die cuts. But that's not one. So there's a whole bunch of different sizes in here. For what I'm doing, though, I went with the, the second to smallest and third smallest for my project. And I die cut, I don't know. So garden green and real red. I die cut a whole bunch because I'm going to make a whole bunch of tags, but that's going to be our base of it. But I'm actually using this really fun, and I always forget how to say it, so I'm going to flip it over, the Time for Celebration Mix and Match Ephemera. That's the word I have a hard time with. Pack. So this is really fun. It comes with 2 sheets of each of these. So it's kind of holidays throughout the year. So we have some, like I was thinking Valentine's Day or a wedding card, and there's a wedding cake too, but maybe a Father's Day or a birthday, flowers. We're going to use the snowflakes. So again, there's two sheets of each of these. Okay, and then we have this one. How cute is this one? I love this wreath with the bow. We have this cute little sweet bun, a little holly berry, some more snowflakes, holly berry right there. And then, so there's 3 sheets of each. And then my cute sister made a great card. I'm trying to think what the word is. We use this pack in one of our stamp clubs, and I love this. And I'm like, what a great New Year's card, or I think I made mine as a birthday card. But then we also have some more holly berries, some stars, little ornaments. So what we're going to do is we are going to get rid of this stuff as soon as I can pick it up and have some clean spaces. And I'm going to bring in, we're actually going to, I cut out, again, all my labels, or excuse me, my tags. They're also labels. And I'm going to make one with you using the wreath and the ribbon. Okay. And the really cool thing, you just punch them out. But the really cool thing is this is a sticker. So all I have to do is peel this off. I could leave it on. And actually some of the ones I'm going to show you, I did leave it on because I popped it up with Stampin' Dimensionals. But I'm going to use this one and the ribbon. So again, I'm just popping it out. But before I decide where to put it, I'm actually going to stamp Merry Christmas or To From. I am actually using, and I don't know if you'll be able to tell this. Oh, hold on. Pre-K pause. We're also doing gift packaging. So I'm like, oh, look, I can put it in brown paper bags. So this was our paper pumpkin for November. Every month, I love paper pumpkin. It's like a half an hour of crafting, and I don't even have to think about it. I mean, I think about it, but it comes to my door. Everything's in it, like the adhesive. The first month you get a block with it. But everything's there, and I have about a half an hour or more of creating. But I really liked the Merry Christmas out of this stamp set. But this was from November. It says, Happy Holidays with love, a gift for you, To From, because I always like a to from our house to yours, sending a little Christmas cheer and a cute little wreath. Okay, so I'm going to use the To From and the Merry Christmas, maybe? Maybe I'll just do Merry Christmas. Because sometimes I'm just like, hey, here you go. So before I adhere this, though, I am going to Oh, I had everything out. Here it is. I'm actually going to figure out where I want to put everything. And I'm going to stamp first. So, but before I do that, I think I'm going to do my hole punch. So I feel like I keep using the exact same things because I love them. I'm going to bring in my 1 1/8 little hole punch right there. I'm going to slide it down just a little bit. Sometimes I forget and hole punch at the end and I'm like, oh, I didn't leave myself room. So that's why I'm like, nope, I'm going to do that first. And then I'm going to bring back in my, oh, see, maybe I don't want to use the red ribbon with the, oh, hold on. Maybe I want the garden green. Because I did both of them. Oh, but see, then that pops. Okay, I think I'm going to stick with that. I might have to make my own ribbon. We'll see. We'll see where I'm fancied. Okay, so I'm going to put, at least I know I'm going to put my wreath about right there. And if, yeah, I like the ribbon. Maybe I'll pop up the ribbon. See, this is all about. And so I'm going to actually stamp Merry Christmas kind of right there at the bottom. So I'm going to slide this off. And this, I love this font. And I'm going to stamp in Early Espresso. And if you're like, well, what color do I use? I'm usually really good. Let's do a really good black. But I'm kind of in love with this Early Espresso. Look how pretty that Merry Christmas is. Cursive is the older generation. Because the young folk, some of them don't know how to read cursive, which kind of scares me. Because at least in Utah, some of us stopped teaching it. But if you're like, well, what colors match with like my DSP or these little ephemera packs? The really cool thing is on the package, and it comes just like this. Again, 6 sheets. You can see my glitter from last week. But it actually tells me what color. So I could use basic black, cloud cover, darling duckling, early espresso. So that's where I chose to get that ink color. Fresh freesia, garden green, granny apple green, melon mumbo, misty moonlight, pecan pie, petal pink, real red, and timid tiger. So those are all the colors that are in the pack. However, I'm doing holiday, and so timid tiger, which is this beautiful orange color, probably wouldn't look so good on my holiday tag. So, but early espresso goes with everything. Okay, so I've decided, yep, I like the way it looks. Merry Christmas right there. So I'm going to take my sticker, and you just, once you punch them out, you're just taking off all of these little pieces. I'm not going to lie, I didn't realize that, I don't know where I missed this memo, because I bought some, I just hadn't used a lot of them. I didn't realize that it was a sticker. And my sweet sister, who is also Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, she's like, yeah, take off the sticker. I'm like, oh, that makes this so much more easier. And I love this ephemera pack for really quick cards. So like I find my sentiment, find a little picture to go with it, and we call it a day. So maybe I'll get off all the little pieces. You might have to take your pick tool. Usually they're not all, usually it's just like 1 or 2 pieces. Okay, so I've got all of my pieces. I'm going to decide exactly where. Oh, sure, I put my finger down. So, yep, that's where it's going to go. Okay, so I'm going to put that right there. And do I want to go with a real bow? Sometimes when I'm not sure what I want to do is I'll do both things and not adhere yet, but make a decision if I like the red bow. Or I'm going to bring in Early Espresso linen thread. This actually is from our Gathering Together bundle that was for the fall time, but it's Early Espresso, so everyone loves a good Early Espresso. Okay, I like a good Early Espresso. Okay, I'm going to do a double knot. So, oh, hold on. I did it and I didn't tell you. I'm going to do a double bow. Sorry. Okay, so to do a double bow, I feel like I showed you last week, but I don't remember. Last week was a long time ago. Okay, I'm just going to put my strings together, and then I'm going to make my bow like I normally would, except now I have multiple strings. Yes, because I actually counted them. I remembered I did show you guys this, but that's okay. Some of you guys might missed it though. So I have my first loop. I'm going to wrap it around. Okay, sometimes people cut their strings off, or they cut their string and they don't have to manipulate this, but that would be too logical for my brain. So why would I be too logical? So well, and I feel like sometimes I waste the string. Not that I don't have a lot of, well, okay, I don't have a lot of early espresso. Linen, which is like a pecan pie color. I do have a lot of linen threads. Okay, so do I like, okay, the reason I'm sorry, I got excited and didn't tell you why I got excited. Okay, I'm liking the early espresso because the real red is the same color as this, and I want it to pop just a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to bring in a glue dot, so we'll save this one for a little bit later. I'm sure we'll get a project with that. Bring in a glue dot, and I'm just going to, there's just little dots on the back of this. And I'm actually going to put 2 just to make sure it sticks. And get all my linen threads on the same side. And then I'm going to put it right in the middle. Now I could have, I just had another idea, put Merry Christmas on a tag and put that across there. And then written like, or did the to from at the bottom, but that's okay. I like this one. Yes. Okay, so there's our tag. I know that's super simple, but at the end, I'll show you a couple more ideas. Let me show you what I love to do for my holiday presents for my friends and loved ones, which I love them all. If I didn't love them, I wouldn't be their friend. So one of my favorite things to do for the holiday season for presents is I'm a card maker. However, I make way too many cards and I don't send them all out. So I like to go through my stash, and this is a great way. I also use my paper pumpkin. Some months I totally use them and I send them out and we're good to go. Other months I'm like, oh, I made them, but I haven't given them out yet. So what I like to do is I like to go through my stash, and I give about 4 to 5 cards. This was one of my favorite. This was actually last November's that I made for my club. I loved this little set with the animals. But I usually, if it's a holiday present, I like to put a holiday card at the front, and then I just go through my stash and grab 4 or 5 cards along with the envelopes, and I get cellophane bags. We used to sell these from Stampin' Up, and these are good. I preferred Stampin' Ups, but we don't sell them anymore. But I got them off the Amazon. Holler if you need to know exactly which ones I got. It actually comes with ties, so that would be one less thing. So we're going to put some ribbon on it. But I just go ahead and slide the cards in. Make sure you put the envelopes with it. And then we are going to use our, it helps, woven ribbon. I'm like, I don't know those languages. It's just in white. I could totally color this if I want, but there's white on my tag. There's white here. I'm going to just make a bow. And this time I am going to, whoops, I didn't cut it correct. I am going to cut it off so I'm not fighting. I leave a little space for my cards. And then I'm just going to tie a knot to start it out with. Maybe I'm going to tie a knot. It's been a whole year since I've done this. It might be a 2-person job at your house. There we go. I'm like, once I get it tied. So there's just a little space at the top and the bottom. Okay, now I'm actually going to come back in with my linen thread. And I'm going to make a little loop. Oh, laws. My brain's not working. I'm just going to make a little string to hang this off of. Now, could I have put this right through the white? I could have, but I didn't think about that when I punched my hole. Not that I couldn't start this over again, but I'm just going to make a little loop, and so it just kind of hangs down just a little bit more. It would, if I tie it through the bow, it would be up here, and I do kind of like it hanging down. And this one I am going to cut it off, and then I'm just going to tie just a little, well, a little knot. There we go. Just put a little knot there. If those are a little too long, just trim them off. Okay, so now I'm going to thread my woven ribbon inside that. And I'm going to do, because actually, oh look, I'm getting glitter everywhere. I still have it. I love glitter, and I obviously didn't clean up from last week very well. Because actually, if they're like, ooh, I can reuse this for another person, you could do that too. Reuse, reduce, recycle. Okay, so I just made a little another knot, and now I'm going to do my bow. So I'm going to start my one rabbit ear, and then I know naturally we want to go this way, but for a bow, someone taught me this, another Stand Me Up demonstrator, they go behind. Here are a couple more ideas. I just punched the hole. I haven't put my little string in it, but I'm going to show you how to do that. So here we have some ornaments. Add a little dimension. Pop them up on Stamp Dimensionals. I drew some lines for like the strings, and I actually might put a little bow right there. And then I did use my red bow on red, but I like this. So a little mistletoe, and then holly berries. This actually, hold please. Oh, right here. I'm like, I had one punched out that I was going to show you, but I don't know where it went. Okay, so this is black and white. I actually just used my Stampin' Blends. I used Granny Green. I couldn't find my real red one, but I used Granny Apple Green, because it said it on the back of the ephemera pack, it said that it used that color. So I used that, and I do kind of like the difference between the Garden Green and the Granny Apple Green, but I used Poppy Parade for the holly berries, and I actually kind of like it. But yeah, I just took it and colored them. So you could leave it black and white, but I kind of like the color on it. Another one, here's the different ones. There is only 2 ornaments, but again, I like things, or our eyes like things in odds. So I added another real red one. Simple. There's one giant snowflake. Well, there's 2 because you have 2 papers. I forgot. Well, I might have mentioned it earlier. There's also one that says Happy Holidays. I have a couple friends who do not celebrate Christmas. They are of different religious faiths or don't believe in religion. So I'm like, I always love to have a couple just happy holidays, because that could be for Kwanzaa, it could be winter solstice, it could be for the new year, it could be, there's like, don't quote me, I believe I looked it up one year, I think 9 holidays from Thanksgiving till the new year. It could be for 3 Kings Day, but just a simple happy holidays is a good one. And then here's one. There's also the baby snowflakes, and I put 5 of them together, put happy holidays in the middle, and then just the little Christmas bun with Merry Christmas. Okay, so to do this little string, the other one I tied it in so it had a little knot, but I was thinking I could just maybe put these all together and give them as a gift for people to be like, oh, I've got some tags. Because usually that is the one thing that I'm like, oh, I have wrapping paper, but where are my tags? But let me show you how to do this. What you do is you just take your linen thread or whatever, your twine, whatever you want to use, and you're going to double it up and just go ahead and cut off a piece right there. And then if you want, and I don't know if you noticed this, good job if you've done. If you want the little knot to be in the front, you have to go as if you're walking through the door. So I'm going to grab my snowflake one. I'll have 2 snowflake ones done. So if you go this way, the knot's going to be in the back. Okay, but if you go as if you're walking through the door, and I always want to do it backwards, and sometimes I do it, and then I'm like, oh, I did that wrong. Nope, look, I'm like, wait a minute. Did I do it wrong? Okay, so if I went this way, this little part would be back here. Okay, and if it doesn't bug you, doesn't bug you. But I like having the little knot right there. And then just trim those up. But you could totally tie a circle and then they can just put it with a piece of tape. But I thought that would be kind of cute. Even you could just put this around something and tie a little knot. So, again, we use the ephemera pack of these. Super easy. Could I have stamped and colored? Yes, I could have. However, super quick, super easy, and tags. Thank you for joining me. I hope you found a little crafting inspiration. Even if you don't have all this time, maybe just a little here and there, or maybe a goal for next year is to create some gift tags, and that would be a great gift to give someone is some gift tags a little bit before the holidays. I hope you have a great week. We have one more week. I can't believe it. One more week, and next week is one of my favorite things to do as far as giving gifts and putting them together. So have a great week. I'll see you later. Bye, friends. Go get your craft on and find your joy. I forget, that's how I end. Bye, friends.